Gentlemen and female gentlemen, I have fantastic news. Everyone's favorite political streamer, Hasan Piker, over here, legendary individual, known for endorsing terrorists on his stream, or implying that he's endorsing terrorists on his stream. He's cool like that. He has been having a very bad week. Ever since the Orange Man has taken office, this dude has been losing it. He lost 3,500 followers in one day when he hosted Bernie Sanders on his stream. Again, jury's still out if those followers ended up leaving because Bernie Sanders is in fact Jewish, or if there was another reason. No one knows, but Hasan's been like actually cracking under the pressure. So my favorite Hasan channel of all time, Grifter, made a video talking about Hasan cracking. We love this. This is a glorious time to be alive. I am here for downfalls. We collect downfalls like they're Pokemon. Subscribe for more downfalls. Dude, Hasan has been losing it. And I like that a lot. That makes me very happy. No offense, Hasan. We will be capitalizing off of your misery right now.
Republican today, and you're watching me right now, or you're watching CNN, you go, what's the problem?
All right, he's gonna lay it out. Any Republicans in my audience, listen. Hamas Piker is going to lay out exactly the problem with Republicans, all right? So pay attention. We're gonna quiz you on this later.
Every other previous Democratic administration has enjoyed all of this glazing from our tech overlords.
The tech overlords that are glazing Trump right now, well, they've been glazing literally every president the entire time. So you're probably wondering why, if you're a Republican, why should you be upset?
Why is it a problem when we finally have that?
All right, he acknowledges his hypocrisy, and he's gonna lay it out for you. He is going to lay out for you why his hypocrisy isn't so hypocritical. Oh, never mind. Never mind, he won't. No, don't worry, he will. We'll get there.
There's also a historical parallel here that we
What's the historical parallel?
can point to as well.
What do you mean?
In terms of, you know, the movement.
How cooked do you need to be?
The aesthetics of fascism, fashion and fascism intersecting.
Fashion and fascism intersecting. What about Trump's suit screams fascism? Like, what are the aesthetics, bro? I didn't notice any swastika armbands. So what aesthetics are you referring to? Bro did not have the Hitler stash. So there are certain fashion and fascist intersections that I would love for him to explore. All right, this is gonna be good. I hope you're ready. Bro.
What's unique about this predicament, what's unique about this situation unfolding in front of us, is that this time around, the tech billionaires that have presented themselves as liberals for
all right, so they were always glazing the liberals, yeah,
very long time.
All right, and that wasn't a problem.
Are openly saying they're on board with the Republican train now.
Okay, so why is this bad? Why is this any different than literally every other president ever?
On board the Trump train. They're going choo-choo.
Jeez, Hasan
Dude's literally losing it.
is actually cracking under the anxiety.
We are here for it, baby. Oh God, dude, capitalizing off of the misery of this man is literally makes my day better. Again, don't send any hate here to Hasan Piker. All right, we keep this here. All right, I'm just saying there is insanity afoot, and I am loving it.
Of what the new
this guy, by the way, Hasan, I want you have to recognize who he is.
Hasan.
All right? He is the biggest leftist streamer in the world. He's arguably the biggest political streamer on the planet. And you are about to hear some takes and some cope so unhinged, you are not ready.
And is actually cracking under the anxiety of what the new Trump administration means for him. The guy is actually so worried that tech companies seem to be bending the knee to Trump. And
I wonder why Hasan Piker, one of the biggest streamers on what platform? You can try to remember the name of the platform again. Oh, Amazon-owned Twitch. Bro is literally a Bezos butt sucker, and he is upset that the tech overlords are starting to glaze Trump. Wait. Maybe he's actually afraid that his terrorist propaganda that he plays on his platform might actually no longer be super acceptable by Amazon. Maybe that's what he's scared of. Maybe he's always known that the tech overlords were abusing some sort of censorship powers, but it was okay when it was on their side. But now that it's on the other side, bro is terrified and shaking, and he can't explain why.
And his incoming administration. And Hasan is desperately worried what that means for him.
Oh no! Hasan, what are you gonna do? Bezos is a Trump butt sucker. What's going on, bro? All your money was made off the back of this tech billionaire Bezos. God, you gotta love the smugness of this guy talking about how evil they are. Meanwhile, he's been licking Bezos' balls for the last fucking decade.
It seems like the guy knows that things have been bent in his favor for a while now. And he's kind of worried.
He's scared. He's scared.
How things might be different for him going forward. Poor guy thinks his propaganda might get deprioritized in favor of Republicans.
What? Bro, Hasan's propaganda, why would you say, he's just an on-the-ground journalist, okay? He sits in his room and he tells you things that are somewhat accurate, okay? I, for one, stand against calling his streams propaganda. He's an on-the-ground journalist, known for impressive statements like, America deserved 9/11. And also famous quotes like, "You Jew, you are a bloodthirsty, violent pig dog." Other famous statements of Hasan to be followed.
And not only that, Hasan's buddies in the fashion industry seem to be okay with styling Republicans?
Oh, no, yeah, because there's an intersection of fashion and fascism. Have you not been paying attention to the analytical eye of this man? This nitwit has things to tell you. We are still in January and the meltdowns have been glorious. Praise be to Space King. Thank you, Lord, for all these meltdowns. I, for one, appreciate your mercy and generosity.
Well, yeah, Hasan's really not okay with that one.
Uh-oh.
I gotta say, it's been quite amusing watching Hasan panic at the imminent change that is upon him.
Yeah, let's watch the carcass deliver his last speech, I guess. Did we just miss it?
Moments ago, leaving Joint Base Andrews, you can see the plane there waiting for them. The president, former president, saying, "Stay engaged," saying, "I've been doing this for 50 years." Did say something like, "We're on the cusp of..."
Oh, Biden gave a speech and I missed it? Yeah, I don't really care.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be on top of all forms of political news, especially on the leftist side, definitely tune into Hasan, the guy who does not care that Hasan just spoke, that Biden just spoke.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I'm having a hard time caring, man.
I don't know, because every time I see clips of this guy going around, it is literally him just caring. He cared when Elon did his salute. I didn't see anyone care nearly this much.
I really am. In terms of like caring about all the dangerous things that are about to happen.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. Hitler is taking over the country. He literally doesn't care. Jews in concentration camps, that type of thing does not bother someone like Hasan. He's a stoic.
I'm going to offer a lot of coverage and hopefully do my very best to speak on the humanity of the victims.
I do appreciate we have people like Hasan to speak about the humanity of the victims. It's strange because he never mentioned the victims of illegal immigrants that are raping people. In fact, he's actually very anti-immigration, which is weird. He also denied that the victims in Israel of the biggest terrorist attack since the Holocaust against Jews, he denied that those victims were actually raped. Weird that Hasan is out here always embodying the victims, but you know, not when it doesn't suit him.
Okay, of this upcoming administration. But in terms of all the palace intrigue, in terms of like, oh, Joe Biden, ooh, drama, John Fetterman, did he wear a short and hoodie?
This guy is such a clown. It's hilarious. He's just saying right now, I don't care about petty drama like fashion. And then he goes on an entire tirade about fashion and fascism colliding. Like, are we living in the same world? Okay, I'm gonna talk about John Fetterman wearing a hoodie? I don't care about stuff like that. Sees Melania Trump with a hat. That's a Nazi dog whistle if I've ever seen one. Ah, the clown show is so good. Thank you, Lord, for this content.
Like, what were Biden's last words? I don't care.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hasan wants to sit here and act like he is just too cool to care about the situation.
Bro doesn't care.
But the reality is just the opposite. Hasan cares probably too much about the situation. And it's pretty ironic that he would say that he doesn't care about the drama of what John Fetterman wears, when in the exact same stream, he is awfully concerned with what Melania Trump is wearing. And then
Melania Trump is wearing a hat. Ooh, fascism dog whistle. Ooh. But then someone says, what about this guy wearing a hoodie? We're too above that. We don't talk about fashion here. We're not some drama channel.
But the fashion industry seems to be cozying up to Republicans.
Okay, I have an incredibly nuanced take here, all right? This is very nuanced, so I want you to pay attention because I'm afraid you're not going to notice it. I'm afraid you're not going to notice it if I say it too quickly, so I want you to actually pay attention for a second. These massive businesses and companies will suck the biggest dick 10 times out of 10, all right? Trump is now in vogue. The Republicans are winning. They will suck red dick, orange dick, all colors of dick in that fucking hemisphere of dick. They will suck those, okay? And literally, last time Biden was winning, every single one of them are going to be going after them. But you think that the fucking clothes companies give a flying shit about politics? They want to make money. You think the tech billionaires actually give a flying ballsack about taking stands and crap politically? Bro, they made billions of dollars over this election because they were literally cozying up to the big orange man. Guys, why do we need to make believe that this is like some sort of insane twist? The fashion companies are cozying up to Trump? What, you mean that the fashion company is selling a really expensive dress to be broadcasted on the biggest stage in the world? Dude, this is crazy.
And styling them for events. His rant around this situation is about as unhinged as you would imagine.
He's like the least accurate political commentator I've ever seen in my life.
Check this out.
Listening in on that.
I've talked about this yesterday. There's a whole thesis that can be written about the fact that fashion houses are now open to dressing both Usha and Melania as opposed to not dressing anyone during the Trump first term. There's a normalization that's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. Facts. The normalization of Hitler.
Also, there's also a historical parallel here that we can point to as well.
We can point to a historical parallel.
Well, in terms of, you know, the Nazi movement.
What about him?
The aesthetics of fascism, fashion and
What are the aesthetics of fascism?
Fascism intersecting.
Oh, he has a red tie, and Hitler's flag had red in it, so there's a normalization of wearing clothes that look nice.
And how big fashion houses also had no issues with historical fascist movements and actually supported them too.
Yeah, like Chanel, for example. Please mention Chanel.
Whether it be Hugo Boss or even Chanel.
Huge dub, we take those. Do you know why this is fantastic news? Because you do know that Chanel was actually made by a Jew, but she didn't want to put her name on the company. She didn't want to put her name on the company because people wouldn't buy it just because it's from a Jew, so therefore they took the name of her business partner. They took the name of the business partner instead of her, and then once the Nazi rose to power, they literally turned in their business partner, the Jewish lady that started Chanel, turned her in to the Nazis, and later this ended up getting recuperated and stuff like that. Bro, how is this the same? How is this the same? What are you talking about? Ford sold cars to Germany. Like, I feel like this is like a complete and utter different situation. What are you talking about? Holy shit. Like, this is insane. I mean, fashion and fascism both have the letter F in it. So, I mean, like, we're pretty much 90% there already. He's one step away from getting the Hitler stash.
I think that there is a historical parallel there to a
Can you explain it? What's the parallel? What's the parallel, bro?
certain degree. But you're absolutely right. It's something that I brought.
I love how the second place for anti-Semite of the year 2024 is defending Jews right here. I gotta respect him.
Up as well. Oscar de la Renta was openly posting about dressing Usha Vance, right? JD Vance's wife. So I agree. All of these like elite corporations are this time around completely servile to the interests of fascists.
Or democracy, because technically they were elected via voting. Dude, like, this is actually insane. Could you imagine being a right-wing guy? You walk into a store to buy clothes, and they're like, oh, we don't sell these to you because you're fascist. Like, isn't that fucking crazy? Like, that's what he actively wants. He actively wants big clothes companies to boycott the president of the United States who is democratically elected. Like, that is the insane, unhinged take he's coming up with. Bro.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Here it is, Oscar de la Renta talking about Ivanka Trump. Swipe to see the making of Ivanka Trump's custom pearl and crystal gown.
Why would they not advertise this?
Such elegance.
Oh, a guy on Twitter said it. Never mind.
Jeez, dude.
He is so salty. He is so salty that normal things are happening in society, and you have companies selling clothes to rich people that are paying for those clothes. That is what he's complaining about. A democratically elected person buying clothes and the seller selling those clothes. Are we living in the same timeline? Like, this is unbelievable levels of retardation.
Dude, it's like the word fascist just doesn't mean anything anymore.
Literally does not mean anything. It's people like this that have actively destroyed it. Like, I'll be real here. Calling Trump a Nazi and Hitler and stuff like that is, like, so wildly hurtful, probably, to, like, a lot of Jews. And I say probably because I personally don't give a shit. I think that their downward spiral is good content for me, so I don't care. But I know that when my grandfather, a Holocaust survivor, reads the newspaper every day and sees them call Trump Hitler, it disgusts him. It actually disgusts him. Hitler killed his whole family, and he opens the newspaper and he sees them call Trump Hitler. And in his mind, that is, like, so unbelievably gross. And I know, he's told this. I've discussed this with him many times. You know, and he makes the joke of, like, I don't remember Trump making concentration camps in his first term. Like, he jokes around about it, but it obviously bothers him. Like, fascism means nothing anymore. Literally nothing. I have to ask my my grandfather what he thinks about the Elon Musk salute.
These guys just throw this around way too flippantly. And the guy is upset just over the weirdest thing possible.
He is furious, and he's trying his best to cope and come up with some sort of thing to latch onto as to why Trump equals Hitler. And he has nothing aside from fashion. Like, yeah, you recognize what we're dealing with here. Thanks for the 5 subs at Cheeto. I appreciate it, bro.
Like, think about it. It made no sense for the fashion industry to exclude these people in the first place.
Obviously, it was despicable for, 8 years ago. Like, dude, why are they getting involved?
They were just shooting themselves in the foot by doing so. I mean, just think about it. How many rich people are Republican? I'd say there's a fair amount. So why
let's say half.
I exclude that market? What it really sounds like is you are upset that they decided to start marketing to both sides.
He is upset that there isn't active censorship against the right. That's what he's upset about. He's upset that there isn't active boycotts and favoritism in the country against, literally all of this. Do you see what's happening? That is what's frustrating him right now. That is what he's pissed off about. He's actively upset that there isn't a massive bias from all consumers against half of the country.
Which is just
more than half the country, actually. Democracy and all that.
Just totally absurd. This guy is such an elitist weirdo.
I mean, I would call him a massive throbbing pussy, but elitist weirdo works too.
Dude is trying to gatekeep aesthetic from the right.
It's a crazy way to put it. What's next? Are they going to sell Donald Trump the new Nintendo Switch too? How far we have fallen.
What a loser. But honestly, probably exactly the comment I would expect coming from a bro-level political commentator that is a little too obsessed with their image. But that's not the only people Hasan is worried about switching sides.
No.
Check this one out.
Yeah, you ready for the tech overlords rant? This is my favorite one.
CNN, while pointing out all the tech billionaires and CEOs, President Trump's inauguration just glosses over the millions said billionaires and CEOs funnel to Trump, and instead treating it as a branding and aesthetics exercise.
Let me just make a point here because this is important to mention. Billionaires donated to Kamala's campaign 10-1 compared to what was donated to Trump's campaign. I just wanted to put that out there because I think it's important to note that who really got support from the rich people? It wasn't old Orange Man over there, okay? I'm just saying.
But these folks...
And then just scattered throughout are these...
You realize it was only after Trump won that Zuckerberg and Bezos started kissing his ring. I just think it's important to note.
CEOs.
Yeah. I mean, the exclusivity of this room is incredible. I mean, there are governors and high-level elected officials who are in the overflow.
Like, if you're a Republican today and you're watching me right now, or you're watching...
All Republicans in my audience, he's about to lay it on. All right, get ready to hear some truth bombs.
CNN, you go, what's the problem? every other previous Democratic administration has enjoyed all of this glazing.
All right, good job, Hasan. You have definitely illustrated the hypocrisy. Now, explain it.
From our tech overlords.
Yes, right.
Why is it a problem when we finally have that?
All right, valid.
Right?
All right. Now he's going to explain.
And I think that's a valid perspective to have.
It's valid, all right. So he points out the hypocrisy. He says it's valid.
And that's what I'm trying to explain.
This is what he's trying to explain. I hope you're at the edge of your seat.
That the billionaires, no matter who's in charge, do not have your best interest in mind.
What? No! The billionaires don't have your best interest in mind. Bro, this is the hard-hitting political commentary that I am here for personally.
And I hope that is clear when you come here.
It's interesting that he didn't seem to care when they were on the left. He didn't care that Bezos didn't have everyone's best interest in mind when he was sucking Biden dick. It's only when he's sucking the orange cock that it seems to bother him. The orange lollipop is the one that's putting this guy off. He never actually cared that the billionaires weren't fighting for the people when they were fighting on the Democratic side. Interesting.
That's why I always say there's no such thing as like good billionaires and bad billionaires, or
no such thing.
Whatever. That they only care about profit.
Okay.
But
says he's not a billionaire, all right? He's just worth, I don't know, $100 million. So the mind-blowing news here is that rich people are in fact selfish. All right, now pay no attention to the multimillionaire socialist over here that's telling you this point.
Your friendly multimillionaire socialist.
Exactly.
Dude,
he's literally basically homeless. Compared to Elon Musk, he's homeless, all right? He might have a $3 million mansion in LA. He might have a Porsche Taycan, but he's basically homeless, is what he's trying to say.
Just like you guys.
Dude, he's coping so hard. He's trying to be like, I am just like you, bro. After making his millions off the back of Jeff Bezos.
You should trust me. I mean, after all, those darn ultra-rich CEOs are screwing us all. I mean, even us casually rich multimillionaires. We aren't obsessed with profit like those greedy ultra-wealthy.
Facts. Dude, the poor and impoverished multimillionaire socialists out there. They're out there living in what? Only 2,000 square foot mansions? Like, that's fucked up.
Jeez, dude, what a joke. I mean, come on, there's gotta be no way this guy actually believes any of this. This has to be just some sort of bit he spews to his audience.
I disagree. I think he's so deep down the brain rot rabbit hole, he is so goddamn gaslighty and gaslighting his own mind into thinking that this is legit. I personally think, that that's kind of what he's saying. I think he's so good at self-gaslighting that when he sits on his golden toilet, he thinks that all the homeless people that live on the street are more similar to him.
There's just no way he believes this.
How do people still think the Republican Party is against the establishment and the elite? Marketing.
Maybe it's because that the Democratic Party literally had a stranglehold on all of media over the last whoever knows how many years. Do you realize that when the election was covered, right, the Trump versus Kamala election was covered, 90% of the media was anti-Trump. 90% of the media. Obviously, they were anti-establishment. Like, what the fuck brainworms does this guy have?
The reason why people think the Republican Party is against the establishment and the elite, despite the fact that it's comprised entirely of the elite and it's comprised entirely of the establishment, and it is the establishment once again,
right,
is because of marketing. Because they think it's the same reason why people think
it's because the Republicans, they're just dumb. They just see the marketing, and that's what happens. All the censorship and shit that's been happening over the last bunch of years, no, that had nothing to do with the fact that people think they're anti-establishment. No. The people that lost their jobs and got harassed because they found an old tweet of them saying the word retard 12 years ago, those people that got harassed like that, no, that was marketing.
That someone like Ted Cruz, okay, or any number of different like Republican politicians are real salt of the earth guys, and AOC, in spite of the fact that she was a fucking bartender 4 years ago or 5 years ago, is actually not a real salt of the earth kind of person. And not,
I don't think anyone gives a shit that she was a bartender. She literally just posted on her Twitter that Trump is a rapist. And Trump, in fact, is not a rapist, according to, I don't know, the court system, for example, which is why ABC called him a rapist on television. And what happened? Oh, they ended up paying out tens of millions of dollars for slandering him. So, I don't know. Maybe that's why people don't like AOC. Something like that. AOC, who doesn't give a flying shit when, people are killed in Israel, but Elon Musk did a Nazi salute. Like, you gotta realize there is genuine criticism of these people. Again, obviously, I'm not saying that you gotta support Israel here in anything. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I stand by that, and I think that every loss of human life is a real tragedy. But, like, bro, get with reality for a second here. Yeah, it's because she's a bartender. That's why they don't like her.
Close to the working class because she's a brown woman. Okay.
Oh, it's because all the Republicans are racist. I forgot.
From New York.
Right. All the Republicans are racist. That's why they hate AOC.
Ted Cruz wears the snakeskin boots and can then adorn the aesthetics of the working class. And that's what it is. People respond to that. In the United States,
it's like such an unbelievable oversimplification.
States of America, because class politics are so muddied, so eviscerated, so thoroughly gutted, that how you look and how you carry yourself and how close you are to being like racist is a better signifier in the eyes of many.
It's a good signifier if you look racist. Now, I don't know. I have never said that anyone looks racist. Saying that someone looks racist is a pretty racist statement. I don't know. You look racist, sir. I have no evidence to support that. Well, it's pretty fucked up.
For being working class, for being of a working class background and being quote unquote woke.
Wow. Is Hasan really still upset that people laughed at him for trying to say he was closer to a homeless person or an incarcerated firefighter?
Wait, what? Wait, he said he was closer to an incarcerated firefighter than, like, a billionaire? There's no way this guy is real.
Than he was to Jeff Bezos.
Bro.
God, that criticism must have really gotten to him. What?
Dude is spiraling. Holy shit.
A fragile ego this guy has.
Rip.
I mean, come on. What did he expect? The guy is literally a multi-millionaire off the back of Jeff Bezos.
Bro.
He ain't nowhere near close to a homeless person. And to even suggest that he is frankly insulting.
Many of you are closer to them. Many of you are closer to them than you are to the likes of Elon Musk, myself included.
Oh my God, stop doing this. You're right. Technically, Elon has a lot more money than you do, and therefore, the number between you and them is very different than the number between you and Elon. But bro, this is poverty tourism, okay? No one in their right mind is gonna consider you closer to a guy who cannot afford a roof over their head to Elon Musk. Yes, you don't own rocket ships, but you have a mansion and a supercar. Like, bro, he's literally, guys, I'm just like you. I'm one of you. We're all the same.
Other billionaires are closer to homelessness than they are closer to Elon Musk.
They're not closer to homelessness. That's not how this works, bro. Oh my God. Hello, my fellow poors. Welcome to the stream.
It's virtually nothing different between any of you guys and someone like myself.
These are incarcerated firefighters that were pulled out of prison to fight the fires in LA. And he is saying that there is virtually nothing different between them and him. What is going on?
Except for, like, I'm willing to bet that my beginning point is more affluent, more privileged.
He came from... What are you talking about? His uncle owns a giant media company. His dad owns a giant hedge fund. A little more privileged. Yeah, a little more privileged, my butthole. Like, this is crazy. He went to actual incarcerated people to tell them that we are the same. Bro, what is going on?
You know, I really wonder if anyone is buying this whole I relate to the little guy routine that Hasan is just constantly spewing. Like, does his community really not just laugh at this slop? Like, I'm sure they meme about this sort of stuff all the time. But come on, deep down inside, they have to realize that they're just in a parasocial relationship with a multi-millionaire.
It's true.
Larping is one of the normie little guys of society.
Oh my god! Bro is LARPing homelessness. This is crazy.
Has to tear some of them up on the inside. No? I mean, come on, the guy couldn't be more of a fraud. There is just like absolutely no way someone couldn't realize this, right? I mean, they have to just be biting their tongues. They can't be that naive, could they?
I don't know. I wonder who his like classic viewer is that actually believes in this kind of thing. Well, technically, between 0 and 100 million is a lot closer than 100 million to 100 billion. And it's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? These people do not have a roof over their head. And you're living in a mansion. Like, how can you possibly make this comparison? And say, oh, well, I'm closer to you than Elon Musk.
What's unique about this predicament, what's unique about this situation unfolding in front of us, is that this time around, the tech billionaires that have presented themselves as liberals for a very long time are openly saying they're on board with the Republican train now. They're
Wait, you mean the multi-billionaire giant corporation owners are literally just going to suck the biggest dick?
on board the Trump train. They're going choo-choo.
Bros,
It's
losing
not
it.
weird or unique to see, you know, oil barons at the inauguration. It's not unique or weird to see the likes of Miriam Adelson at the inauguration standing next to the Republican Party. What's unique is seeing Zuckerberg and the Google CEO. And
It's like he'll completely and utterly contradict himself. Every time I see him, he's contradicting something else that he said. He literally went on a whole tirade talking about how there are no good billionaires. All billionaires just want money. And now he's like, this is insufferable. I cannot believe it. It's insufferable.
And those guys, that's unique. Their presence at the Republican inauguration is unique because they have historically presented themselves as liberals. They've historically presented them.
They're all grifters. Every single one of them. They're billionaires. They want more money. Are you surprised that they're cozying up to the guy in charge?
Historically,
He shouldn't be, based on everything he keeps saying about billionaires. He's just absolutely terrified that his house of cards, his propaganda machine, is going to collapse. He's so upset that there actually is a relative pendulum swing that happened.
sided with the Democratic Party as their preferred way of getting their interest
Dude
across.
is spiraling. Oh my
But the question
god.
I have remains, which is why are we servile to their interest?
You're on his platform. What are you talking about?
Why do we have to sit back and you know, let
Why do we have to let the democratically elected guy be in charge? Huh? Get Luigi on the street.
them dominate the conversation?
What are you talking about?
50 years ago.
It doesn't seem. Is that Amy Klobuchar speaking? It doesn't seem like a democracy, does it?
This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Like, this is the type of person that is making like the woke meltdowns and shit. He's making liberals scared. How could you sit here and tell people that there is it's not a democracy and think that they're not going to be scared? You are actually fearmongering right now. This is the most democratic election ever. He got the popular vote and he won the electoral college. This is the most democratic democracy that ever happened in America. Like, what are you talking about? And all the billionaires were on the Kamala side while the election was going on. It's only now that they kissed the ring. This is crazy.
House wing of the Capitol was built, and in the midst of the Civil War, Congress dedicated this chamber to host statues.
Hasan is just so worried about the possibility
He's
of
terrified.
things shifting in the other direction on a lot of these platforms. Because I'm sure as long as he could remember, things have just been exactly the opposite.
Yep.
These
And he literally never cared. Like, why didn't he care about democracy when all the billionaires and all the media companies were all on the Democrat side? Then he did not care about democracy. Literally doesn't matter. But now that the billionaires are on Trump's side, now democracy is at risk. Be scared, guys. Fearmonger.
companies have put him in a position where he could succeed, and he's just deathly afraid of someone from the opposite side being able to do what he's done. He can act like he's against the elite billionaires.
He's literally in the pocket of elite billionaires.
But he has heavily profited off the backs of these people and their companies. And he knows that. I mean, come on, Twitch is owned by Amazon, and Amazon funds Twitch Prime memberships.
Like, guy has to realize what he's doing here. And he shills Amazon Prime memberships all his streams. Like, you gotta realize it's not fearmonger, hate monger, hail Space King. True.
So Hasan here has literally built his entire bank account off the backs of people that he claims to hate on a daily basis. What I'm thinking is that this guy is really just worried about the fact that these companies might put
I like that analysis. I like that twist on it. He's not just a completely hypocritical oaf, but he's also terrified at losing his entire empire of propaganda and protection from like these big companies. That's a good analysis. I approve.
propaganda.
Again, Hasan spirals and meltdowns, I will be here for them. Subscribe for more meltdowns. We will be here.
On the back burner, in preference of somebody else. And in the head of a multi-millionaire socialist that cares so much about the little guy. That really scares him.
Dude, the true socialist with the Gucci bag moment. What is going on?
He probably just assumed that these companies would just inherently be on his side for eternity.
Ah, the dumbass mentality.
To be honest, this kind of just comes off like him being worried about his wallet in the end.
What do you mean worried about his wallet? He's one of the poor, just like us. You know, all of us, we're a lot more similar to the homeless people and incarcerated firefighters than we are to Elon Musk. His wallet, he's a socialist. Do you know how many illegal immigrants he probably has living in his spare bedrooms in his mansion? Wait, none. Well, that's weird. Interesting.
And the guy is just worried about being deprioritized.
Yeah?
He is worried about these companies seeing him as the radical that he is.
Facts. Facts! He is. He's radical. He shows actual terrorist propaganda on his streams. Like, it's insane. Insane that he had this level of protection. And he hates the fact that the public zeitgeist is shifting away from his insanity.
And that they have...
He's so wild that just platforming Bernie Sanders, a relatively well-liked Democratic figure, he platformed Bernie Sanders and he lost 3,500 followers in that one stream. In that one stream, he lost 3.5 thousand followers. Is that not insane? Because Bernie Sanders isn't radical enough for his audience, I guess. Or he's Jewish.
Treated the right as for so long. Watching him squirm at the thought of this has just been a little bit too amusing.
Honestly, I'm enjoying it immensely, I'll have you know. The meltdowns make my days better. Subscribe for more meltdowns, especially Hasan's, and check out Grifter. He's my primo Hasan coverage specialist. Bro, I don't know how he does it, but he sits there and watches every Hasan stream, and I approve. Thank you, Grifter, for being so cool. And also, Hasan, please keep melting down. I will continue paying for my I'll continue paying my rent and for my groceries with your meltdowns. So I approve personally. Thank you so much, Hasan. Very cool. And remember to stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.